Yeah, sometimes I wonder if it's better to have 2 dicks or 1 dick.
There's really 2 iceiceices. The iceiceice that the public see, the clowny figure.
Having a diarrhea every single day. I'm lucky. Nothing.
I really want to try weed, like proper good weed.
But then there's the iceiceice who works harder than anyone, who's one of the best players in the world. He's a prodigy as well. He doesn't even need to work hard to be amazing, but he does.
Daryl's one of the most focused and dedicated gamers that I know right now.
Played StarCraft 2 at a professional level. He's tried League of Legends. He's done everything, and after like a few weeks, he's suddenly playing at professional level. He's just an incredible esports athlete.
Arsart in trouble. Sun strikes here and he could go slow. Will he get it off in time? TP's out. iceiceice finding a solo kill and escaping.
Cloud9 desperately need to win this fight. Oh, what a vacuum! With the Arfusia on top. Unbelievable display of coordination from Vici Gaming.
No, he will. Oh. Nails it. Ice. What a monster.
Daryl Koh iceiceice Pei Xiang was born in Singapore in 1990 and knew early on that he wanted to be a professional gamer.
My mom didn't really stop me from doing anything as long as it's not illegal. So when I really wanted to start playing competitively Dota or games, she was really supportive.
What he didn't know was what game would be most beneficial for him to master. Ice was one of those people who couldn't touch a game without being good at it.
He's very smart. Like he has this ability to pick things up very quickly. Maybe someone would take a longer time to master certain things. That's why he can play so many different games.
By 2010, he'd achieved top-tier results in International Defense of the Ancients tournaments and had cemented himself as one of Southeast Asia's best StarCraft 2 players.
When I started playing StarCraft 2, it was really different because I really wanted to be the best. So I had set hours of training, set hours of ways to deal with tilting and how to improve the game like overall. I would just write everything down and be in detail.
By 2011, he played Dota, StarCraft 2, League of Legends, and Heroes of New Earth professionally.
I first started playing Dota way back during Warcraft 3. I actually played Dota like 1.0 or like 0.1, I have no idea.
In preparation for Valve's first ever International, a historic tournament whose $1 million prize pool was then the largest in esports history, iceiceice joined Scythe Gaming in 2011.
He was serving the army during the first International, but he requested like time off to actually attend TI1. So he didn't actually practice much for TI, but he still did so well.
And despite a disappointing loss in the lower bracket final, Scythe managed to secure a top 3 finish and $150,000 in prize winnings. But when TI2 rolled around, Ice wasn't able to replicate that success with his new roster, Team Zenith.
Classy move comes out from Zenith as they take their exit from the International, and DK on the back of their legend, of their leader, Burning, is going to prolong their stay here in Seattle for at least 24 more hours. DK, a team that many thought could peak at the right time coming into this tournament, has shown that they're able to hang with the best of them. Zenith was in the winner's bracket at the onset of play today. They fall completely out of the tournament now.
Come TI3, the prize pool had reached a staggering $2.8 million, and Ice was determined to take home the lion's share.
Well, we try to prepare for the international by playing every single day if we can. It started out online the past month.
He spent the off-season trying to turn Zenith into the best they could be.
Well, during boot camp last week, there was a small argument, I guess, between me and X-Freedom. I got pretty pissed off at him for giving up the game, and I wanted to hit him. So instead of hitting him, I did some stupid angle hop and punched the wall. I punched through a dry wall, and I injured my hand. That's about it. It's actually 4 days ago. Yeah, we are pretty cool now.
And for the 3rd year in a row, China proved too much for Ice to overcome.
And the GG comes, Ice calls it, and Team Zenith, the fan favorite, are going home. Invictus Gaming, stay alive, and will live to fight another day. That day is tomorrow, from what I hear.
Despite Zenith's 9th-12th finish, he put on clinical performances throughout the tournament.
Where's that call down? Ice is here. No gyrocopter just yet. He's still bottom. Now in comes a deafening blast. A few heroes to fall. KSI driven off. These minions are just doing too much damage.
Oh my god, see? Sunstrike! He nukes them down! Ice, double kill!
There's only an observer ward. He's gonna walk right by Crazy. Onto Arsart. Arsart in trouble. Sunstrike's here and he could ghost wall. Will he get it off in time? TP's out. Ice fighting a solo kill and escaping.
And even bested Malaysian legend Mushi in the finals of the 1v1 competition.
Nails it! Ice! What a monster! And the first blood, and Mushi's gonna GG out.
Oh my god.
Ice, he's your 1v1 solo champion.
It was also around this time that he became known for something else, his humor.
Did you enjoy playing each other? Was that fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah? What about you?
他问什么？
他问你，
讲真的，对，他问我什么？
他讲好不好玩？
哦啊 ，We are having fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I saw you guys giving each other looks through, so I know you guys were having a good time. Congratulations, it was a lot of fun to watch.
See, in addition to being a serious competitor, Ice was also a top-tier troll. In fact, he was one of the dankest pranksters in all of esports.
Are you Ice?
No.
What's your name?
I'm not.
Are you Michael?
No, they're trolling you.
Who is Excuse me a second. Hi. How's it going? That's right. You're pretty talkative, huh?
我听不懂。
He was as savage as he was shameless.
How are you feeling about the tournament so far? What has been the highlight for you?
Having a diarrhea every single day.
What was that?
Having a diarrhea every single day.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds lovely.
And the community loved him for it.
I want to get trolled by Ice.
I've been trolled by Ice. He's really good at it.
Ice. He's just really good at making situations awkward.
You didn't mean diarrhea. You mean diary. Like you wrote your diary this morning and they're like, nope, diarrhea. Oh, God. Folks, I heard him right. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew it made me feel uncomfortable. And I respect him for that.
He'd also become one of Dota's earliest streaming personalities, whether it was his Invoker guides,
Buy one tango, sell the tango, buy another tango, another flask. If you want to be dandy, you can get a mantle of intelligence. That is what dandy gets. But no, I am not dandy. I'm ice. So I get a circlet.
item antics,
I draw item. Oh shit! No, my ring!
or PogChamp plays, Ice was always the entertainer, and his fans loved him for it.
Wait, can I kill him? Yeah, I can kill him. It's like, it's not level 2 yet. Whoa, I can kill him as well.
Following TI3, Ice decided that a change was in order. He'd spent years watching China decimate his Southeast Asia teams, but was confident that he had what it took to play alongside them. Fortunately, a legend by the name of Burning felt the same way. Several weeks after TI3's All-Western final came to a close, Ice was invited to join Mushi, Lamb, MMY, and the B-God himself on Team DK. The goal was simple: bring together the best players that China, Malaysia, and Singapore had to offer in an effort to bring the Aegis back east.
The team was only made for one reason, which is to win every single tournament.
And in the beginning, it looked promising. Between TI3 and 4, DK finished top 4 in 14 tournaments, 8 of which they won. They were bar none the best team in China, arguably the world, and still all but a handful of Chinese teams refused to scrim them.
Very little streams that we could have done because the Chinese teams didn't really want to stream against us for whatever reason. Maybe because we try a lot of stuff or something, so we had to come to the US earlier and figure something out. That's why we don't really have a style.
Apparently, like every team except VG and ourselves like boycott DK because like they're not a pure Chinese team.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like,
really?
Exactly. Like because IG isn't completely Chinese either, right? But they would practice with IG and not with DK. So I have no idea what happened there, but they would only practice versus us and VG.
I play for DK, not China.
DK had established themselves as one of the strongest rosters in existence heading into TI4 and were being touted as odds-on favorites to win it all.
The five that make Team DK, Burning, Mushi, iceiceice, LanM and MMY. When they're on fire, this team, they are somewhat seemingly unstoppable.
But as fate would have it, they'd hit this spike during TI4, the most boring and meta-abused TI of all time.
iceiceice is trapped outside MMY. He tries to go on Universe, but he just gets obliterated. 3 heroes down. The top ranks will go as well. And that's GG! EG are through the winners bracket final. They will play next. And DK, a big ride out of China with Malaysia and Singapore influences, find themselves being knocked down into the place where teams are eliminated from the international, where no team wants to be.
But after suffering an unexpected stomp at the hands of evil geniuses, DK's confidence was shaken, which became abundantly clear in Game 1 of their lower bracket bout against LGD.
They just can't keep them out, and it's over! LGD have done it!
I cannot believe they just managed to pull it off.
They shock DK and probably the world, and they go into tomorrow up 1-0 in the best of 3.
Despite going on to win that series, DK looked vulnerable coming into their semifinal matchup against Vici Gaming, a team who'd perfected an almost detestable deathball strat.
100% perfect position, locked in one, pushed out the other, and the range racks will now go down the mid. And Vici Gaming, they don't have the Cromwells, but they're still got an insanely fat Morphling that's going to move up and take the top racks as well. Or do they take a kill? It's burning! It's burning! Razor shackled up, this could be almost it. They've got no heroes left up, and GG! Vici Gaming will advance through as they 2-0 out DK.
To this day, Team DK are fondly remembered as one of the greatest teams to never win. DK disbanded in August of 2014, and Ice was given a chance to join the very roster who'd knocked him out of TI a month earlier.
所以来到这里，还有 VG 的打法是很稳的，又稳的推进嘛，所以不管怎么样，他们打这个 BO1 的比赛，打谁都稳吧。
Now regarded as one of the best offlaners in the world, Ice spent the rest of 2014 and most of 2015 on an absolute tear. Over that time, Vici racked up 15 top 4 placements and solidified themselves as a stunningly consistent roster.
You can't run from the black hole. The Death Ward again from Fenrir. 1-2 down and might even be 3 and GG. Vici Gaming wins Star Ladder Season 12, the last championship for 6.83. Vici Gaming, they won ESL 1 New York. They won the Summit 2. They placed second at DAC. They now finished first at Starlighter. And these are all big tournaments as far as having world-class competition. This team just has been monstrous.
And yet, all through it all, Ice never lost his incredible, uncompromising sense of humor, both in-game
Envy going to BKB TP out of this top lane.
The iceiceice special.
Oh,
would you like my item,
classic.
please?
and out.
You know, I know I asked you this before, but
I'm lucky. Nothing. Carry on.
What do you like to do, you know, when you don't play Dota? What do you do for fun?
唱歌喝酒没了
He likes to sing KTV, drink, and sleep around. That's about it. Yeah. He likes he say he likes the guys. Like, more, yeah. He's pretty bi.
How do you feel about being back here?
I want to try weed.
You try the weed?
I want to try weed.
Oh.
Like, I don't know. I've never tried weed in my life.
I've heard it's good.
You heard it's good?
I heard it's good. I've never.
Yeah, like there's different kinds of weed, right? But I really want to try weed, like proper good weed.
But that's what made Ice such an ingenious competitor. His incessant ability to get under the skin of those around him, to throw off his opponents, to make it so they never quite knew what he was thinking.
He's creative, he thinks out of the box. If you give him a rule, he will find 100 ways to break it. That's just how he is.
By TI5, Vici were thought to be shoo-ins for a top 3 finish, and despite a disastrous group stage that set them in the lower bracket right from the get-go, they looked poised for a deep run.
Well, I guess in the group stages we were sort of cocky, overconfident, and it surfaced right that we dropped to the first round of the losers bracket. So I guess because we dropped into the first round of the losers bracket, we are climbing up pretty well.
That is, until they faced off against China's other perennial powerhouse, LGD.
Vici are in danger of being eliminated and denied what could have been a huge match versus EG. LGD, they can smell it, they can taste it. This game is in their hands and they now lead by 20,000 gold. Close to 30,000 experience, but again, that jump! How does it happen? How it's dead for him as well. The PL down, 4 dead, 0 buybacks, 2 lanes of frags. Vici Gaming tap out, and it's LGD who hang on. The streak ends here. Vici Gaming were undefeated coming into this series. They won that game 1, but it's LGD who hung on to take it.
After that, Vici's results tapered off. They achieved a top 6 finish at the Frankfurt Major, but came in dead last at the Shanghai Major. It was clear that Vici's era had come to an end. Within a month, ICE had joined the ranks of yet another storied Chinese org, eHome.
在生活中，他是一个很乐观，喜欢把快乐传染给整个团队的人。
2016 was a challenging year for ICE. eHome's results were a far cry from the ones he had become accustomed to, and he was forced to make several positional changes as a result.
And right now I'm playing position 4 for eHome.
Once TI itself rolled around, something happened. eHome went on an absolute tear. They racked up win after win after win.
They found the correct synergy between their players who should be on what role, and everything just worked out really well.
After crushing Alliance in the first round of the upper bracket, eHome were given the unenviable task of dethroning Evil Geniuses, the tournament's defending champions.
Again, the support's down, leaving iceiceice alone, and that's it! GG is the call from eHome as Game 2 is cut short.
Down but not out, eHome looked to initiate their lower bracket climb by defeating Digital Chaos, a band of Western misfits whose Cinderella story had become the tournament's central storyline. Once again, ICE had fallen on the wrong side of fate.
iceiceice battling up against 5. He's not going to do it! eHome! They lose! Digital Chaos have done it! 2-0 against eHome!
Following TI6, ICE returned to Singapore. He'd spent 3 years abroad, and after failing to win TI with just as many dominant Chinese rosters, he decided to go back to his roots. From this point on, ICE started prioritizing his personal life over his competitive career. He started by focusing on his own Southeast Asian roster, Team Faceless, whose gaming house was the first in Singaporean history.
We sort of had an idea to set a team a year after. We wanted to do it like last year, but I sort of left him alone because I wanted to play with my old team for another year. And then we started this year.
Unlike the Tier 1 orgs under which ICE had previously played, Faceless was a grassroots operation. Still, they'd amassed a dedicated following, one who wasn't deterred by the team's international mediocrity.
It'll help, but not as much as maybe
So-
they
so
wanted
there's
to.
only-
Not as much as they wanted to.
That's a great show.
What's
going on?
Something did not appeal to him at all.
Oh, that's it.
And by mid-2017, those fans were rewarded.
RG, they're running out of people and they've run out of heart. GG, Faithless will eliminate RG in a 2-1 battle in the lower bracket. I thought he was sitting it is another day in the Filipino office.
But in spite of the momentum they built, ICE and Co stumbled ahead of Dota 2's biggest tournament.
They did it once before. They were forced to go into a tiebreaker.
Wow.
And they're looking to do it once again. Fortress is gone. Game is GG.
After failing to qualify for TI for the first time in his professional career, ICE left Faceless for a more established Southeast Asian roster, Mineski. He also made his long-awaited return to the streaming world and brought his household with him. From his wife pestering him off screen...
Do I watch porn with my wife? No, I don't. Don't. 没有呀。有。
To his baby puking all over his lap.
Oh, shit!
Ice's stream somehow rode the line between wholesome family fun and, well, philosophizing about dicks. Like, all the time.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if it's better to have 2 dicks or 1 dick. I'm pretty sure like having 3 dicks is not good, but two, you know, if positioned correctly, you can actually do a lot. You know, I actually tried measuring the size of my dick before. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's not huge, but I think it's in the average size, like acceptable.
Despite becoming one of the most celebrated streamers in Dota, Ice wasn't without his controversy. In April of 2018, he was issued a 1-month ban from Twitch after using a racial slur on stream, prompting Mineski to release an apology on his behalf. Mineski quickly established themselves as one of the strongest squads in the Southeast. The issue is that they struggled to perform internationally. They crushed qualifiers, put up excellent results at lesser tournaments, but crumbled at the ones that mattered.
He bursts Jarrett's down low, but Rizzo just stands his ground with the meta, with the BKB, looking at the Ancient, takes it down. The game is over. OG will win the series 2-1, despite Mineski's best efforts there with everything against the wall.
But come DAC 2018, they managed to flip the script.
Mineski! The Southeast Asian legends, they absolutely are. Mushi rips through LGD, the Ancient will fall. As Mineski, your 2018 DAC Major champions.
It was here, surrounded by his kinsmen, that Ice helped Mineski become the first Southeast Asian team to ever win a major. And instead of popping off, Ice walked out onto that stage and, well, did Ice things. But at the end of the day, that's who Ice is, someone who accepts wins and losses with grace, humility, and a healthy dose of humor. Someone who's so invested in his professional career that if he ventured to take it seriously for even a second, it might be too much for him to handle.
Seriously, why are you doing this? I mean, it makes me comfortable, and when I'm comfortable, I play my best. It's been 6 years. Since TI2. I've lost 6 fucking TIs. Being bare makes me myself. Got a point. And I want to play my best.
Mineski went on to put up top 6 finishes at Epicenter, the MDL Major, and ESL1 Birmingham. Going into TI8, they represented one of the best hopes Southeast Asia had at claiming the Aegis.
iceiceice, the last man standing through. Oh, look at it, just give him the preemptive black hole. Give Mineski no way out of this game. 2 of them, Virtus Pro will move on.
Another TI and another year that Ice would walk away empty-handed. But as the community would glean from Ice's heartwarming exit interview, that was okay.
Well, for me, I have been trying to get Artifact. I've been trying really hard to get Artifact, but yeah, no one is bothering with me. So yeah, I think we are still we're gonna talk it out, and we'll know what's gonna happen after TI.
Did you just use a loser interview to ask for an Artifact key? Well, that's a first.
He went on to join Fnatic and qualify for TI9 as the 7th seed in the 2018-19 Dota Pro circuit. Once again, Ice had grinded his way to the biggest stage in Dota.
iceiceice is trying to get his 80th career win on Timbersaw, 79-41. That is 50 more wins than the next closest player for his career. The TI7 champions against third place Stockholm Major finishers Fnatic with everything on the line.
Unfortunately, it just wasn't his year.
Could they take him down in time? No! The Ancient will fall. And with that, Team Liquid are moving on. Fnatic out of TI9.
Despite suffering a first-round elimination at the hands of Liquid, it became clear that Ice was as content as ever with his station in life.
All right, do you have anything to say to your fans? You've got a lot of fans in all different regions. What do you want to say to them?
Be happy. Yeah, I mean, life's good too at it.
And honestly, at this point, it doesn't really matter if he wins a TI. He's had a great run, one of the greatest careers of any Dota player ever, and hasn't regretted a second of it. Ice is among the first generation of players to leverage the so-called esports life into a real one, to reach the point where he could stop, look around, and truly appreciate what dedicating himself to the game he loves has given him.
I'm sort of a gamer since I was a kid, and so retiring isn't really a word for me. It's like it doesn't exist. I mean, you like games, you're just gonna keep playing. I mean, I'm gonna play every single game there is out there. I mean, yeah, why would you retire? It's like you don't retire from eating after you're done eating. You're just gonna eat again, you know.
However, and whenever his career comes to an end, he'll always be remembered for his elegance, creativity, and eccentricity.
I mean, it's fine. We're trying to get used to it, drinking coffee, tea, and drinking Coke.
For always prioritizing the journey over the endpoint, the joy of playing over the need to win, for just being Daryl. Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring that notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit up our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages.